Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh, Saਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜੀ ਆਇਆਂ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ and welcome to Sikh channel. Aj ਅਸੀਂ ਆਏ ਹਾਂ to at Central Gurdwara Khalsa Jatha, which is also known as Shephard's Bush Gurdwara, most popularly known as that. One of the oldest Gurdwara ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪਹਿਲੋਂ UK and Europe ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ. This is the first Gurdwara that was built in 1911, so you can imagine one of the oldest ones that's been around has actually now been renovated. So ਅਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਆਏ ਹਾਂ because ਅੱਜ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ opening ceremony ਹੈਗੀ ਆ. So the Gurdwara is completely brand new from outside as well as ਅੰਦਰੋਂ. ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਸੇਵਾਦਾਰ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਆ to find out a little bit about behind the scenes, what's been happening, how long it's taken to renovate the Gurdwara, and a little bit more about the program ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ program ਹੈਗਾ, but also in a New Year's evening ਵਾਸਤੇ ਵੀ there's a program as well. So please ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ join us as we go inside and speak to some of the ਸੇਵਾਦਾਰਸ. So ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਅੰਦਰ ਆਏ ਹਾਂ into the Gurdwara Sahib, and obviously ਅਸੀਂ ਜਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਦਰਬਾਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ. As you can probably ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਸੁਣ ਸਕਦੇ that ਪਾਠ ਵੀ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ. We've got some of the ਸੇਵਾਦਾਰਸ here. Just outside here, ਜਿਹੜੇ full the seva ਹੈਗਾ has been done by more decor. ਆ ਭੈਣ ਜੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਇਹਨੇ ਸਭ ਜਿਹੜਾ seva ਹੈਗਾ, she's just completely donated it as a volunteer, working for the last 2-3 ਦਿਨ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ to do the full ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ seva ਹੈਗੀ ਆ. And also here, this is where you obviously, as you ਪਹਿਲੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੰਦਰ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਜੋੜਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਘਰ ਹੈਗਾ, and then you'd go into the Darbar. But we'll be bringing you a bit more about the Gurdwara, doing a walkthrough with the Sevadars and finding out a little bit more about kinnak time lagya to renovate this Gurdwara. So we'll be bringing you that very shortly. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੁਣ main ਦਰਬਾਰ ਹੈਗਾ, and if ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲੋਂ Shephard's Bush ਆਏ ਆ, you'll see that it's been completely renovated. The whole interior, everything's been stripped down, completely brand new. ਪਾਠ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, and the ਅਖੰਡ ਪਾਠ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ 3 ਦਿਨ ਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਹੋਗਾ. The Bhog will be on New Year's Eve. ਉਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸ਼ਾਮ ਨੂੰ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਵੀ program ਵੀ ਹੋਗਾ with some of the ਜਥੇ as H Singh Khalsa, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਹੋਗਾ, Nanak Naam, Satpal Singh, many other ਜਥੇ will be here on New Year's Eve. But as you can see, the Uncle G is showing the inside. ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਨਵਾਂ ਹੈਗਾ. They've got the screens as well, so translations will be in English for anybody who wants to obviously understand. Everything is new. Sound ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ, the carpets, everything is brand new. And obviously we saw outside ਜਿਹੜੇ ਫੁੱਲਾਂ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਸੀਗੀ, done by one sevadar. It's amazing to see ਸਭ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਸੇਵਾਦਾਰ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਆਏ ਆ to renovate this Gurdwara, and it's been happening for the last 5 to 6 months. ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ with Gupri Anand ਥੋੜ੍ਹੇ ਚਿਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ to find out a little bit more about the renovation that's taken place. ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ that ਇੱਥੇ ਅਜੇ ਵੀ just the few last bits of ਜਿਹੜੇ touches ਹੈਗੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਫੁੱਲ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਹੈਗੇ ਫੁੱਲਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ it's still being done. You can see that behind me. Benji has been working away, as I said earlier on, for the past few days, probably longer than that, just to donated completely these flowers to the Gurdwara Sahib. And there's a few still minor things ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ to be ready today to get the Gurdwara fully ready for ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅਖੰਡ ਪਾਠ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ and for the next 3 days obviously for New Year's Eve. So let's speak to some of the young ਸੇਵਾਦਾਰ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ that were just talking to me about ਕਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ to get the Gurdwara renovated and looking like it does. Absolutely beautiful. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. What's your name and how old are you?
My name is Shephard Singh Ahuja and I'm 11 years old.
So you want to look that way and tell our viewers a little bit about the Gurdwara Sahib. How long has it taken to get it ready?
It took about 6 months, I would say, to get it ready, but because we have part every Sunday, we had to hire that hall for part.
What seva have you been getting involved in? What have you been doing to help out?
I've been at the time of Grenfell Tower. That was the same time as the renovation. At that time, I was helping distribute food, and also I was also doing serving the food in the langar hall.
Very good. Benji, Vaiguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaiguru Ji Ki Fateh. What would you like to say?
My name is Anya and I'm 9 years old. And the Gurdwara, I think it's looking really beautiful, and it's like taken like more than I thought it was, because it said it would be done in July, but it hasn't been done yet.
And do you think it's very important for young children to come to the Gurdwara Sahib and learn about our Sikhi?
Yeah.
Yes. Vaiguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaiguru Ji Ki Fateh. Thank you. So Sangat Ji, ਅਸੀਂ ਲੰਗਰ ਹਾਲ we're going to be making our way down to the ਲੰਗਰ ਹਾਲ to speak to again to ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸੇਵਾਦਾਰ ਉੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਹੈਗੇ in the ਲੰਗਰ ਹਾਲ to find out a little bit more about the seva, just so that obviously ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਵੀ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, you know, just to let you know how long it's taken. And obviously ਜਿਹੜਾ program ਵੀ ਹੈਗਾ that ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ if you're local and you're able to attend, then please do visit Shepherd's Bush Gurdwara, because I can say that it's amazing to be here. Jiddha Nama Gurdwara, it looks like a Nama Gurdwara, completely new, renovated, with everybody coming together, working day and night, probably for the last, I'd say, about 6 to 8 months. So let's speak to some of the sevadars in the langar hall. As you can see, Jadi Seva Hundiya, and I think there's Bakore as well. So we'll go over and speak to them, find out a little bit more about, you know, the hard work that's taken place to get the Gurdwara Sahib to the stage that it is. So Sangaji, I'm here with the one and only Peter Verdi from the Verdi Foundation. I'm going to speak to them because they're going to be they've actually themselves and a lot of other sevadars have been working tirelessly to get the Gurdwara Sahib to the stage that it is. So let's find out from Peter Ji in terms of what's been going on and obviously what's going to be happening over the next few days. Vaiguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaiguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Vaiguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Sri Vaiguru Ji Ki Fateh.
So Peter Ji, that's us. We're in the langar hall, and
You are in the langar hall.
Tell us a little bit about this. What's obviously how it. Actually, there's so many questions I've got, but let's start from the langar hall first. Tell us a little bit about what's happening right now.
Well, what's happening now is you can see this is the first langar after nearly a year. So fresh jalebiyan ban rahiyan, langar chal raha piche. The boys who have been working on this project, this is half of the team. They've been tirelessly working on this project day and night. Happy here. He lived and slept here. Baki sare mundiyan ne then raat, and I mean 7 days a week. They worked and turned this project around within a year, which was unheard of. Unheard of. So
tell me a little bit about Jeddah Project Siga. Obviously, where did it stem? What was the reason for it to be, you know, for it to actually be totally renovated? Because sometimes you look at most Gurdwaras, they do a little bit at a time. But this obviously was, and I remember coming in, it was completely run down.
Well, you've just answered your own question. It was completely run down. The history of this Gurdwara is the first Gurdwara in the whole of Europe. So I would like to say it's probably the first Gurdwara outside of India. And the history was so important, and what some of the people involved in this Gurdwara wanted to knock it down and turn it into apartments. So the idea was to dilapidate the building, bring it down as much as they can, and then they can turn it into apartments. They had plans made, naqshas made and everything else. And you know, this is a blessing. Karmale hunde, I come here in the mornings at about 5 o'clock, and I sat here one morning and I'd seen the state of this Gurdwara. And it was a shame to see such a historic place where they want to turn it into
Sangaji can see Peter G's actually lost for words, and actually me standing here speaking to him to see that the tears coming into his eyes, you can see how much of an emotional time it is for himself, who's obviously been part of the Sangat for years. We'll try and speak to him a bit later, but we will also speak to Gurpreet Anand as well, who's been a big part of the project. ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ shortly to find out a little bit more about the history of the Gurdwara and obviously what the plans are for the future. So Sangaji ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਆਈ ਹਾਂ into the kitchen area ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ, you know, in the Langar Hall. As you can see, I can see actually from ਮੇਰੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ experience below it was really small. The kitchen ਬਹੁਤ ਛੋਟੀ ਸੀਗੀ. They've made it really big, turned everything into brand new kitchen ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ. You know, everything's completely new here, and the seva that's obviously being carried out now, as Peter G was saying, you know, samosa, jalebiyan, everything basically. Everyone's come together to help, you know, to obviously do the seva as selfless sevadars. Let's speak to Uncle G here to find out a little bit about where they're from as well. Uncle G, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. Uncle G, ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਦੱਸੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਹੋ and ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੋਂ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ, and just a little bit about, you know, our ਜਿਹੜਾ project.
मैं since, you know, the 1967 when I came in this country, and I got an attachment in this Gurdwara, and I was a president for 5 years. Then I was 2 terms में vice president रहा. Last time मैं building committee the chairman है. I'm look after, and I'm very pleased with this साहब ने जड़ा उद्यम किया है. प्रोजेक्ट यू नो तकरीबन 1 साल हो गया. लास्ट जनवरी ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਚਾਰਜ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸੀ. ਇਸ ਕੰਪਲੀਟ ਨਾउ ਸਟਿਲ ਬਿਟ ਐਂਡ ਪੀਸੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ. ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਮੇਰਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪੁਰਾਣਾ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਹੈ 1908 ਮਤਲਬ 1908 ਦਾ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਹੈਗਾ. ਯੂਰਪ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਹੈ ਸੀ. ਤੇ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਪਟਨੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ, ਫਿਰ ਸਿੰਕਲੇ ਰੋਡ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ. ਸਿੰਕਲੇ ਰੋਡ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਏ ਹਾਂ. ਤੇ ਔਰ ਆਪ ਸਭ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਬੜਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਆਏ ਹੋ. ਉਦਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਔਰ ਸਭ ਸੇਵਾਦਾਰਾਂ ਦਾ, ਔਰ ਜਿਹਨੇ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਪਾਇਆ, ਮੈਂ ਸਾਰੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਦਾ ਬੜਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਇੰਨਾ ਸੁੰਦਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਦਾ ਘਰ ਬਣਿਆ ਹੈ. Thank you.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. So Sangaji, I'm back with the one and only Peter G, who I felt really upset seeing you get really emotional. Do you know what? I felt that, but you know, you've got to, or you need to tell our Sangat actually. You know that story, you know, you told me before.
It's a very disturbing story. The fact of the matter is, we've got to look ahead, and we are where we are. And it's very important now for the youth to come forward and take this Gurdwara over and run it as a Gurdwara, not as a business, not as a political platform. So it's very, very important for the youth to do this. And, you know, like we all know and you're aware of, it was dilapidated. I mean, you know, it wasn't fit for purpose for the only Gurdwara to be in central London, the first Gurdwara in a state that this Gurdwara was. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of questions that people need to be answering, and it's a shame. And these are all wealthy people, they're all well-to-do. And the most disturbing thing was that some of the Sangat, or majority of the Sangat in this area and the people boycotted and refused to help this seva. That's how disturbing this was. People from outside of London, you know, families from East London, from Birmingham, from Manchester, from Scotland, they came along to support the Gurdwara. But local businessmen, who are absolutely established businessmen, far, far, far superior to what I am, totally refused to help. Just point blank refused.
And obviously, look at where we are now, and look at the stage of where we are now. You know, it's been totally renovated, absolutely beautiful to see that. I mean, I didn't even feel like I was walking into Shepherd's Bush Gurdwara. It is amazing to see. And I think, you know, hats off to Jedi Sevadars that have been working day and night. Yeah. Tell us a little bit more about, you know, I know you said that they were, the Sevadars over there were work, but what else has gone into
everything?
Because
everything is done from scratch. When we came in, the pillow siga ji ithe rang karna te paint karna will be fine. Sanu kya gaya siga shishe, somebody's there for the shishe, oh banda mukkar gaya, carpet wala banda mukkar gaya, the roof was leaking, piche darwara, this was totally leaking, damp siga, so nami kand karni pei, utte darbar sahab de vich nami kand karni pei, nami roof, nami, everything's brand new in this Gurdwara. As you can see, bibiyan langar bana rahiyan wa, and everything is absolutely brand new.
And then, you know, Jede Sevadad Sige that donated, because obviously what I really liked, Peter G, was, you know, when you told me about the non-Sikhs,
yes,
that, like, in terms of the chandelier, basically from everything.
I'll come on to that in a second.
Yeah.
These guys here, these guys here, these young men here, their team, this is only half of their team. And this is a young man called Jaspal Khera from Slough. It's all his team. They donated their week's wages, right? Amazing. And you can see that these are people who are doing labor. So they donated their week's wages. There's a Kala over there who's an electrician. You'll see him when we go over there. He was only supposed to be on the project for 3 months, but he's been here now nearly a year. You know, and they're not working, they're not making profit on this. It's just actually, there's a living. There's another guy called Jazz Atwal, we call him Jyoti. He left work, he gave up his work for a whole year to do seva here. You know, that's a whole year's of salary. So there's a lot of sacrifice that's gone into this Gurdwara this time round. Harminder Rupra, who works in my office, is a relative. He's been here and whole year. So there's a lot of emotions that's gone into this Gurdwara. And the most disturbing thing for us is that none of the committee, or most of the committee members, they never turned up, not even to offer these guys a cup of tea.
What's the result going to be for that going forward for the Gurdwara side now?
We've had a registration, which they had to get lawyers involved, so they needed lawyers to babysit them, which is a shame again. That bill would have come to around £50,000 bill on which is going to go from the Gurdwara's Golak, which is a shame again. You know, £50,000 ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵਕੀਲਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਉਹੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਤੇ ਜਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਈ ਜਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਘਰ ਬਣਾ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਵਿਆਹ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਦਾ ਆਪਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ but no, they chose to use the Gurdwara's money to fight their own battles. ਚਲੋ we're at that stage, ਉਹ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਹੁਣ. So that's happened. Registration ਹੋ ਗਈ, ਹੁਣ election ਹੋਣਗੇ. And with the grace of God, Jo Malik ne chaya, then a new committee will come in.
And as we're walking, yes. If you could tell us a little bit about Jedi, you know, like you said, a lot of the non-Sikhs. Should we go around?
So there's a friend of mine from Dubai. When I was talking to him, he called me. He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm getting some plumbing stuff." A chap called Arif Patel lives in Dubai. He said, "Allow me to do the seva for the whole plumbing." So he contributed for the whole plumbing. This floor here and the carpets upstairs, Jagtar Singh Aitan, criminal damage, there's a brand called Criminal Damage, Boy London, his son Jassi Aitan, Sunny, Monty, the whole family contributed towards the carpets and the floor here. I mean, this is, you know, it's not their local Gurdwara, but they felt that it was so important to be part of this.
Jedi Sevadars Hegia that took part in the seva. Could you just tell me a little bit about how did they feel doing the seva, and what was it that actually drove them to say, actually, you know, like you said, somebody had quit, gone to work, they didn't go to work, they gave up their work to come and do the seva here. What's their response? Why did they do it?
Emotional attachment to Sikhi. They don't want to see the oldest historical Sikh establishment be turned into apartments. You know, for somebody to take a year off work to be here to do seva, and I don't mean seva as in, you know, being on his hands and knees and scrubbing things. He's not here. He's going to see his mother in Birmingham. He'll be here in the next few days. You know, the money can't buy that loyalty. That's deep down. They want to preserve the Sikhi heritage. And then there's people here who are old enough to be my grandfather. They're looking at it as a business. And ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲੂਗੇ ਵੀ in the process. ਗੱਲਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਦਾਂ ਕਰਨੀਆਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਆਪ ਹੀ ਘੱਲਿਆ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਕਰਨ, but it's a shame.
We have Gurpreet Singh here. So the one and only Gurpreet ji, what would you like to say a little bit, you know, just any, I guess, messages you'd like to give us on the whole renovation, anything, please feel free to.
It's just been a very wonderful spiritual journey. I mean, we started this year in January, and the whole process, it's just been one huge learning curve which has brought me closer to my Guru, closer to the Sangat, and I'm just honoured to have been able to participate in this seva. It's a once-in-a-lifetime seva, and just so grateful to my Guruji for letting me do this seva with Professor Peter Virdi. He's amazing, inspirational. We've had our ups and downs through this project, trying to get things done, But whatever it is, Guruji sorts it out always. Just have Bharosa, Guruji solves it out. Each time any problems come, we've got it sorted.
And then I'd like to ask you, obviously, today's the opening, and we're here, and obviously the Khanpat Sahib shuru ho gaya. Could you tell us a little bit about the next few days, and also New Year's Eve, the program? So Jedi Sadi Sangat they can see, they'll be aware as well of what's going to be happening, and they can come along.
So this evening at 6 p.m. we'll start the Khanpat Arambh hoega. And the Khanpat will continue until Sunday, the 31st of January. At 6 p.m. on Sunday, we've got a very special Pog of the Khanpat. So the Khanpat Pog will be sung. The Noe Pasha de Slok, Noe Mahalla de Slok, will be sung by the children of the Gurdwara along with Ragmala for the Pog, then followed by Arti by the children. We've got an amazing lineup of Kirtaniya after that, leading us up to midnight. We've got Kiratan, we've got Prasad Jatha, we've got Kirat Singh and Jasdeep Singh. We've got also Katha by H. Singh Khalsa, Katha by Satpal Singh. We've got an amazing lineup. You'll notice it's a very young and youthful lineup we've got, but that is the tone we're setting. We want to get that next generation Jure Hoy Gurdwara Sadnal, so that they are participating, so that the Gurdwaras have a future. They have people who are using them, and that the Gurdwara serves a purpose for them. So this is a new start. It's been a long journey getting here, but in a way, the journey has just begun.
So Sangaji, as Gurpreet ji was just saying, jada program hega, Khanpat jada obviously ਉਹ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਾ ਅੱਜ ਸ਼ਾਮ ਨੂੰ ਉਹਦਾ ਫਿਰ ਆਰੰਭ ਹੋਣਾ. New Year's Eve 6 ਵਜੇ 9 ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ is going to be live on Sikh channel, so please ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਿਓ ਉਹ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਇਓ ਵੀ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੇ. And then from 9 o'clock till 12:30 ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ program ਹੈਗਾ it will be shown the next day, so it will be recorded D live ਉਹ ਅਗਲੇ ਦਿਨ ਵਿਖਾ ਲਵਾਂਗੇ. But from 6 till 9 will be live from Shepherd's Bush on New Year's Eve, so please stay tuned. And then obviously after that in the evening there'll be another program from Gudumanyo Grant from 9 o'clock to 12:30, and the rest of this program will be shown the next day. So Peter G, where else would you like to show us around today?
Let me introduce you. This guy, he's been working here from the beginning. His name is Jita. Okay. The other night he did a full day and night just to get it ready for today.
Amazing. Okay, let's speak to. Okay. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. ਜੀਤਾ ਭਾਜੀ ਸੀ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਦੱਸ ਸਕਦੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸੇਵਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਫੀਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਹੁਣ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਖੜੇ ਆ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ?
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਫੀਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਜੀ. ਗੁਰੂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਸੇਵਾ ਲਈ ਆ, ਸੋ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦਿਨ ਰਾਤ ਅਸੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ, ਪ੍ਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਨੇ ਆਪ ਹੀ ਕਰਾਇਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ, ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਮਤਲਬ ਅੱਗੇ ਲੰਡਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤਾ, ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਲੱਗਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ. ਹਾਂਜੀ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. ਭਾਜੀ ਸੌਰੀ ਮੈਂ ਡਿਸਟਰਬ ਕਰਦੀ ਹਾਂ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਪਰ ਸੌਰੀ ਮਾਫੀ ਮੰਗਦੀ ਹਾਂ, ਪਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਸੀਗੀ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੋਗੇ ਅੱਜ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਕੀਤੀ?
ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਇੱਕ ਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਇੱਕ ਜਰੀਆ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਇੱਥੇ. ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੁਕਮ ਹੋਇਆ ਪੀਟਰ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਸੇਵਾ ਦਾ ਮੌਕਾ ਮਿਲਿਆ, ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਸਾਡੇ SRL ਕੰਪਨੀ ਨੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਭਾਜੀ ਜੈਸ ਬ੍ਰਦਰ ਸਾਡੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ, ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਵੀ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ, ਅਤੇ ਪੀਟਰ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੈਲਕਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਵੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰੋ, ਅਤੇ ਬੜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੈਪੀ ਹਾਂ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਕੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੇ ਘਰ, ਅਤੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇੰਨੀ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਬਖਸ਼ੀ ਦੁਆਰਾ. ਬਸ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹੀ.
ਭਾਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੁਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦਸਤਾਰ ਵੀ ਬੰਨੀ ਸੀ ਅੱਜ ਪਹਿਲੋਂ ਵਾਰੀ?
ਨਹੀਂ, ਮੈਂ 20 ਈਅਰ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ, ਮੈਂ ਕੇਸ ਕੱਟ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਸੀ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ, ਅਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ 4 ਮੰਥ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਨੇ ਮੈਂ ਕੇਸ ਦੁਆਰਾ ਰੱਖੇ ਨੇ. ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਅਤੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਰੂਪ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਫਿਰ ਦੁਆਰਾ. ਅੱਗੋਂ ਪੀਟਰ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੈਲਪ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ.
ਬੋਲੇ ਸੋ ਨਿਹਾਲ.
ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. So Peter Ji, this is Uncle Ji, your dad?
This is my dad, yes, my dad.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. ਅੰਕਲ ਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਕੱਲ ਆਏ ਸੀਗੇ?
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਜੀ.
ਔਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੋਗੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਿਊਅਰਸ ਨੂੰ?
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਪ੍ਰੋਫੈਸਰ ਪੀਟਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਵਿਰਦੀ ਨੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਂ ਉੱਚਾ ਕੀਤਾ, ਸਾਡੇ ਖਾਨਦਾਨ ਦਾ ਨਾਂ ਉੱਚਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਕੇ. ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਹੋਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਬਲ ਬਖਸ਼ੇ ਕਿ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਵੀ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਤਰੁੱਟੀਆਂ ਰਹਿ ਗਈਆਂ ਇਹ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਪੂਰੀਆਂ ਕਰਾਵੇ.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ.
This is Floyd, our electrician from Birmingham, right? And he only came here for 3 months to help out. He's been here for nearly 12 months, and he's done an absolute amazing job. We've had our ups, we've had our downs, but he came here on the one pretense that he's coming to do work at God's house.
Floyd, tell us, how do you feel doing this amazing voluntary work that you've done?
It's been a challenge, and I'm quite proud, especially when the book came in this morning and everything. I felt a kind of feeling come over me, though a different religion, but I went in and stood behind the guys, and it was a kind of proud moment. And to see from where it was in the beginning to how it is now, and I just hope everybody enjoyed it, and I'm sure I'll be here a few times over the years, hopefully from now on.
Did you find it really peaceful when they brought obviously the Sri Guru Granth
Yeah.
Sahib Ji in that, and you could hear the prayers being chanted?
Prayers, and it was really nice and peaceful and everything, and that, and it was my first experience, and it was a nice experience and everything. Yeah.
By New Year's Eve, he'll be an honorary Sikh.
Amazing. Does that mean you're retiring a turban?
Well, I'm going to be learning to.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Speak Punjabi now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm learning. I'm getting round.
How does he get that ठीक ठाक?
Yeah, we try.
That's a good enough answer.
Ask her if he wants a cup of tea.
I've already got one.
Okay.
Thank you, Floyd.
Thank you,
Cheers,
Floyd.
thanks very
Take care. God bless. So ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਮੈਂ Peter Verdi ਦੇ ਮਮ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਆ ਸੋ ਆਂਟੀ ਜੀ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ just to see what she would like to say to our ਪਿਆਰੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਆਂਟੀ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੋਗੇ
ਮੈਂ ਬਸ ਇਹੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਦੇ ਜਨਮ ਦਿਨ ਦੀ ਲੱਖ ਲੱਖ ਵਧਾਈ ਨਵੇਂ ਸਾਲ ਦੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਜਗਤ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧਾਈ ਹੋਵੇ
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਆਂਟੀ ਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਅੰਕਲ ਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੋਗੇ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ
ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਲੱਖ ਲੱਖ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਪੀਟਰ ਵਿਰਦੀ ਅਨਵਿਰਦੀ ਫਾਊਂਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਦਾ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਸਾਡਾ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ A to Z ਲੈ ਕੇ ਸਾਰਾ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਨਵਾਂ ਬਣਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਇਹ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਇਸ ਲਈ ਯੂਰਪ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੋਸਟ ਮਾਡਰਨ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਗੱਲ ਦੀ ਬੜੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਦਿਨ ਸਾਡਾ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਖੁੱਲਿਆ ਔਰ ਸੰਗਤ ਇਦਾਂ ਵੀ ਜੁੜਦੇ ਰਹੇਗੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਚੈਨਲ ਦੀ ਟੀਮ ਆ ਉਹਦਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਚੈਨਲ ਸਦਾ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਆ ਕਿ ਸਿੱਖ ਸੰਗਤ ਸਦਾ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀਆਂ ਕਲਾ ਰਵੇ ਤੇ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਨਵਾਂ ਸਾਲ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਸਿੱਖ ਚੈਨਲ ਦੀ ਜਿੰਨੀ ਵੱਧ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕਰ ਸਕੋ ਓਨੀ ਕਰੋ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇਹ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਚੈਨਲ ਆ ਸਾਡਾ ਪੁਰਾਣਾ ਚੈਨਲ ਆ ਔਰ ਸਾਡਾ ਰਾਈਟ ਬਣਦਾ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕਰਕੇ ਨਵੇਂ ਸਾਲ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੱਧ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟ ਡੈਬਿਟ ਸਾਈਨ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਚੈਨਲ ਦੀ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕਰੀਏ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ
Waj Khalsa, Waj Fateh Ji.
Guruji, what would be your last words or any message that you would like to give?
Sure. So, Sangat Ji, this is your Gurdwara. Please do come and do your programs here at this Gurdwara Sahib. We've really put a lot of sweat and tears in to make sure it's beautiful and perfect and designed for the 21st century. It's a smart building with a lot of technology in it, and it's there to make the experience for the Sangat better, so that when you come into the Darbar Hall, you're not distracted. You can concentrate on Guruji and Guru Shephard. And that is what's most important. The greatest prashad we take away from a Gurdwara is not necessarily the prashad we eat, but the prashad for our souls, the Gurbani. And that's what we've designed the Gurdwara Sahib around. So you see all the colours, they're largely very different. We haven't gone for bright reds. We are looking to have your mind in a mellow place so you can concentrate on Gurbani. And for that reason, please Sangat Ji, do come here. But also, additionally, take a lesson from what we've done here. If we've been able to make a change at this Gurdwara Sahib, it can be done at other Gurdwara Sahibs. You can make a change for the positive. Get new systems in place. Make sure that the Gurdwara Sahibs are running to current legislation. That is something all the Sangat can do together, and participate in your Gurdwara Sahibs. If you don't participate in them, you may not like what's happening. But you can make that change by getting involved. And I'm so grateful to all the Sangat who's come, helped and supported us here and bring this project into fruition. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa,
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ So Sangaji, as you can see, Gurpreet ji has just said, you know, if ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ to come to the Gurdwara and you want to get involved in any way, please ਆਇਓ, especially to the youth ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, get involved. You know, our Gurdwara Sahib is for everybody. Anyone that wants to come, please get involved, get in touch. They're on the Central Khalsa Jatha are on Facebook, they're on social media, there's contact details there. And I also want to just tell you, ਜਿਹੜਾ New Year's Eve ਦਾ program ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ 6 ਵਜੇ 9 ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਇੱਥੇ live ਹੋਗਾ on Sikh channel. So please, you know, stay tuned to Sikh channel. ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਜਿਹੜਾ 9 ਵਜੇ from 12:30 here will be recorded as D live, but ਅਗਲੇ ਦਿਨ on New Year's Day it will be shown. So please, once again, Sangaji, spread the word. If you're looking to come to the Gurdwara Sahib, please do. You know, there's an Akhand Path obviously happening, but you know, please make a visit and please do attend. Let's try to support ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸੇਵਾਦਾਰ ਵੀ ਹੈਗੇ, but also to keep our Gurdwara Sahib running, because it's down to us as the youth to keep our Sikhi ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ, to help it to flourish and to spread the word to far people, you know, in the UK, worldwide, to many people out there, to deliver Tan Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ message ਹੈਗਾ is so important for us to walk on that path and to spread, you know, the Shephard Guru, the philosophy, everything to others out there. So if ਮੇਰੇ ਤੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਗਲਤੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਹੋਈਆਂ, please ਮੈਨੂੰ ਮਾਫ ਕਰਿਓ, ਭੁੱਲਾਂ ਚੁੱਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਮਾਫੀ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।